Hey everyone, this is Elias from Rev Match Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2025 Lexus TX 350 F Sport Handling all-wheel drive. Now, some may say, why not just get the LX? I'm actually saying, why not get the TX? So let's get started so you can see what I mean. We get started in the front, and yeah, we can see this thing does not look like a happy camper, and I love it. Oh yes, the Incognito color. This color makes this front, this area, at least for me, a little bit more bearable. I'm not a big fan of this, but the Incognito, or how some of you may call it, millennial gray. Yes, I'm a millennial. Yes, I like the gray. Yes, I'm gonna own it. And let's just say it looks really good. So I do like this. I don't like the silver I've seen, or the white for the TX. It's just something. It's the same thing I had with the Camry that we reviewed that was in a darker metallic gray color. Yes, again, back to grays. But it does look better in a darker color. Same thing with the Camry, as opposed to like the white color, which just looks off because of the grille area here. But loving this color, and a lot of people have been loving it as well. So I have a new camera to take a look at my driveway, and you know, it activates when people are walking by, and you just see the heads turning. You see the heads just kind of following and giving this attention, because again, even though it's such a mundane color, it really looks good. So loving that. Because we have the F Sport, we also are going to get some F Sport styling in the front. So we do get this kind of, I guess, eyebrow, unibrow item here, or just it, whatever this is. It's gonna come in that like a silver kind of polished look to it. Same thing down here. So we do get a little bit of a front bumper treatment at the bottom. So those are kind of the differences. Oh yeah, and we get this little kind of arrow piece here for the front of the F Sport styling. So loving that. That's, I think, another thing that really sets it apart and gives it a more aggressive look, as opposed to it just kind of being a smoother design, which doesn't, it looks mundane. Yeah. So we take a look at the headlights though, and I love these things. We have kind of this boomerang daytime driving light, which is really nice. We have the LED lighting, which has been awesome. It's really bright, no issues with that. We get the fog light down here, which is really good. We have it again in that black framing around it there. Then we get over to the grille, which is kind of what I said. I'm not a big fan of this design, and at the time of this recording, they've just announced the ES, new ES model, and yeah, this is kind of the replacement to the Predator grille, or at least it's looking like that. So I wonder what the you know, the IS is going to look like, and the GS. So we'll see about that. But we have that. We have the front-facing camera, which is part of their panoramic monitor system, which is awesome. This thing has been really good to have, especially with a big vehicle like this. And yeah, again, we have the parking sensors. We have a lower grille there. It's just a nice looking front end when you have a darker color than from here on and darker, as well as you have the F Sport front end. So yeah, really loving this. So let's go ahead and see what we have under this hood. We get under the hood, and we have the 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, and it is cranking out 275 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. It is connected to an 8-speed auto, and then to the all-wheel drive system with this specific model. Now, a couple of things. We do have a lot of powertrain options. So we do have this 2.4 cylinder in turbo. We do have this turbo with a hybrid option, and then we get the V6 plug-in hybrid. Okay, let's start with this one. Those numbers have to be wrong for the power, for the horsepower and the torque. It feels a lot more. It really does. It's super linear as well with the all-wheel drive system, probably buffering a little bit of that, you know, if it were to have a little bit of a torque spike or anything like that with the turbo on here. So it does smooth things out. The power delivery is awesome. I wasn't complaining about not having enough power. I really wasn't, because this does a great job at that. It sounds pretty decent. I'm sure it's getting pumped in there, but it doesn't sound too bad. And yeah, it would fool me, let's just say. But loving this. The automatic transmission gearing ratios are great. No issues with that. No long gears, no awkwardly short gears, nothing. It just works really well. So that's why I'm like, okay, I can see why, if you're wanting to get the next one, which would be the hybrid, which does bump you up to 366 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. The big thing there is that we do go from a city MPG of 20 to 27 with the hybrid. And yeah, the combined, we go to 23 to 27. So not that big there, but definitely the big one in the city for obvious reasons with it using the hybrid system. Gosh, I don't even know if I would want that much power, because the drivability in this is really great. And then if you really want to go to the max, we do have the V6 plug-in hybrid, which does bump up to 3.5 liter and 400 horsepower. Now, yeah, let's talk about 0 to 60 times as well. So the non-all-wheel drive, because this does have all-wheel drive, that is 8 seconds 0 to 60. This does it in 7.8 with the all-wheel drive four-cylinder. Four-cylinder hybrid does it in 6.1. And then the V6 does it in 5.9. So at the lowest, you're going from 8 seconds to 5.9. That's insane. And again, now, if you have the money, go for it, because the plug-in hybrid options are always my favorite. Because again, if I don't want to go ahead and fill up or have to go to the gas station and I just want to do a quick run, I have a charger at home, so I can just plug in and you're good to go. With that being said though, it does significantly jump the price. If you're going with base engine, it's not bad. It's great. Like I said, the power delivery is there. It's just super smooth. It's really responsive, and it's just a lot of power for this little four-cylinder. And I was thinking that those numbers, again, have to be wrong. It's a praised Lexus. So great job on this little engine. So let's go ahead and take a look at those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and because we have the F Sport, we're going to get the 22-inch F Sport wheels, and they are wrapped in the 255/45 Continental Cross Contact LX 20 tire. Now, a couple of things with this. Yes, we have the F Sport. We're going to get a lot of black trim. We're going to get, black wheels. Yes, love that. That's one of my favorite things about the F Sport kind of trim package or looks package, so to speak. So loving these wheels. They are super aggressive. They are a flat black color to them, and they've managed to stay really clean. I don't know if these specifically were ceramic coated or something, but they're behaving that way. And minus the brake dust that we have right now from our little bit of a spirited drive, which you'll see we had a ton of fun with. But love this design. It's just really bulky and really aggressive looking. Then we get the tires, and super smooth, quiet, no issues with grip. Responsiveness is there. It's a great package. The brakes have been awesome feeling. We get great feedback, good pedal feel as well. It gets this big guy stopped on a dime, so I am loving this setup. The suspension, we do get the F Sport adaptive suspension, and it's been in normal mode 99.9% of the time, except for our little spirited drive. Either way, it is really good at handling everything. Potholes, small or big, performance, responsiveness to it. So yeah. Now, I don't know how it would work with the non-F Sport handling package, but let's just say go with the F Sport handling package, because that suspension is brilliant. So let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side, and yes, you can see the millennial gray. Yes, Incognito is really the name, but it looks good. I love the way that this looks. And the crazy thing about it is we've had horrible rain this week. And I thought to myself, man, this car is gonna be filthy because our rain here has like sand or dust. It's just really bad. It's gritty rain. And as you can see, it looks clean. It may not be 100%. There's some little water spots, but this thing stayed really clean. So yeah, let's consider that if you want a low maintenance color, this is the way to go. And again, yeah, those wheels look really great. We have a good stance to it, so we do kind of have a little bit of a rake. We are kind of on a decline, but I love the fact that we have a nice ride height for that sporty look to it. And yes, it's a big vehicle because it is a 3-row SUV. And yeah, it's really spacious. So we get that. Now let's kind of break down the different sections. So our front is slightly on the stubby side, but it still has a little bit of length to it there. We do get the colored fenders on the side there. We have the little side skirt, which has some life to it down here, which looks really good. And then obviously the rear fender cover is the same Incognito color. Because we get the F Sport goodies, we're gonna get the black mirrors, which look awesome. Part of that panoramic camera system, which is really great in this. And then we have black framing, but it's not just gloss black. It's actually labeled as chrome black. And I didn't believe it till I got really close to it and realized, yeah, it's got a chrome look to it. It looks kind of like the Vader chrome that we get with the GMC Ultimate Denali Ultimate vehicles. So really loving that. And then yeah, we have these really big windows here, which I love, and this little design just looks really cool. Love the way that that looks there, and again with the black chrome that follows there. We get the roof rails here, and this one does have the crossbars, so you can kind of see how your vehicle would look if you need additional storage or you need to load up some of your fun toys right up there. But overall though, this thing looks really nice. I love the side profile to this, and so have a lot of people. We've definitely been getting eyes this week. So I have my key fob in my pocket. I'm gonna go ahead and reach. It's going to sense my hand, and then you don't pull on the handle, you actually squeeze it. So it can, because it has a little button in there, so it can unlock or open up actually. And yeah, big door, easy to get into. We go ahead and close this off, and we have the little slit in there for you to lock it. And then we go to the back and recognizes my hand, so I just squeeze the little button in there and we can open up. Yeah, this has been great for my kiddo because sometimes he's not the biggest of kids, so him having to kind of pull these bigger door handles to, you know, those handles that you have to pull to actually open up, or the opening mechanism, it's been easy for him to just push the button and yeah, just pull on the door and he's good to go. Now the other thing as well, we go ahead and close that off, and we can just lock it from the back as well, which I really love, especially if your hands are full. Hey, you take the kiddo out, hey, can you go ahead and just press the little indentation in there to get this thing locked. But yeah, like I can tell you, this thing is awesome. Love this side profile of it. So let's go ahead and see what we have in the back. We get to the back, and this thing is big. I love a lot of the styling cues that we get with this though. So let's kind of get started with some of the things at the top. We do get this little bit of a spoiler at the top, which is nice, little subtle design to it. We have the third brake light there. And then this, yes, we actually have a pretty big glass, and it's a very big glass to look out of. And I realize why, because this trim is actually really thin. It doesn't come out like others do to then block a good amount of visibility. So we do have a great view out the back glass, which was one of the things that I was like, oh man, this doesn't have a rear view camera, a rear view mirror camera. But not a problem. We do get the wiper as well there. And then we come to the taillights, and very simple but really cool, unique look to it. So loving that. We do get kind of a transparent color on the outside with the super frosted red on the inside, and we get the black framing as well. Come on, Lexus. I know, first of all, I love this font as opposed to the Lexus L. Took me a little bit, but it kind of grew on me, and it just looks really, really classy. But I wish they were in black. Yes, you do have the option, but you're in the F Sport, just give it to us already in the black finish there. We also get the badging, which is the TX350 all-wheel drive there. And yes, we have a big panel, but it has a good line to it, so not too bad there. So loving this. And then we have our tow hookup, because we do have towing capacity of up to 5,000 pounds, which is nice. It's right there for what I want my my Miata to be able to, especially if you get a bigger, heavier trailer kind of situation. But yeah, that's pretty good in a big SUV like this, which typically you see others that are like, oh, 3,000, 4,000. So the fact that we have 5,000 is a nice, you know, spec to it. And we have this kind of lower area there, which, ooh, I almost activated my little secret. So we've just took a look at that. So let's go ahead and reveal that little secret and show you what is in here. So of course, in true fashion, when I go to record, the sensor is not functioning. I think I might have pressed something underneath there, because there's a couple of buttons to open the hatch, and I probably programmed it. But yeah, read your user manual. Basically though, you do have the function of doing what I call the can kick, and it will, oh my gosh, yes, I got it. I don't know what I just pressed or did, but it opened up, and yeah, I guess it works for the camera, even though it didn't work for the first take. But anyways, we have the space in the back, and let's just say this thing is plentiful. There is a lot of space back here. Now, I'll go ahead and have my big camera bag, and yes, even though the seat is down, you can see though that it is significantly you know, size for that. So we do have that. We do have the latches here for like those little nettings that we get in the back. Here we do have, on the left hand side, we do have the controls to bring the seats down. So we are bringing this one down. And yeah, the headrest, thank you. Someone's figured it out to just put the headrest down when you're putting back seats down, which is a big thing. So we have that. And then, like I said, we can go ahead and bring both of them up, and you're still going to have a good amount of space available. Now, this does have a nice little F Sport mat. Under here, though, let me see if I can lift this, but you're not going to get anything. You're just going to get like the... yeah, my stuff is heavy. You're not going to get any storage down there. It's just for the jack and the tools and that kind of stuff there. But yeah, I've been impressed with this cargo space. I was not expecting it to be that spacious. Yeah, and obviously we have a nice little Velcro first aid kit, and that's what we get. Now let's see. Let me fix that. Let's see if we can get this on camera. So we'll swipe. Yeah, figured. There we go. I think the one beep is that I didn't do it good enough, and then the TT, yes, the TT is the one to really close it. But yeah, that's what you get in the back. We take a look at the door, and there's some kind of quirky little design cues to it. So let's take a look at it. And we start at the top, and this isn't too bad. So it is still harder kind of material, but there is a little bit of a squish to it. We do have this very soft micro suede finish to this, which is just unbelievable. Yeah, I can't stop touching it. It's just really nice. Then we get the Mark Levinson system, which is kind of that quirky design that I was talking to you about, and that's because it kind of matches up with this part of the dashboard. So it is a little bit on the yeah, like I said, quirky side of things there. Now I kind of have a bone to pick with Mark Levinson because you guys Didn't start off well with me on some older Lexus vehicles that I reviewed, and wasn't impressed with your system. And then some recent ones have been unbelievable. This one, there's something wrong. It has to be. There has to be something wrong. What I mean by that is there's no life to these speakers. Everything sounds really hollow. No matter what setting you put, turn off surround, turn on surround, crank up the bass, lower the bass, crank up the mids, lower the mids, crank up the highs, lower the highs. Nothing takes the hollowness away from this speaker system. So I'm just so confused as to what is going on. I had a neighbor that was talking to me about it and said that he saw something online about a bunch of people complaining about this. So looks like I'm not the only one, but it's a shame because I was excited to just blast music in this TX. And then we come down to this material, and we have kind of a combination of like this soft Alcantara feel to it, or this like micro suede. I don't know. It's not even micro suede. It's like a very soft, like leather. I don't know. It's just really, really nice. And it kind of continues down here, which makes things really nice and soft. We have our controls for our windows there. Very simple, straight to the point. And then we have something unique here with a lot of Lexus vehicles. To open the door, you literally just push that in for the electronic version of it, or you can actually pull this out for the mechanical. Yeah, you see, you do it twice and it will go ahead and use the latch. So yeah, really nice. I like this. It's a really simple system, and it's a really compact. So loving the way that looks. Then we get down here to the storage. Not a lot. So you do have that one water bottle holder area, and maybe for like a tiny umbrella. That's really it. There's not much storage for that. But yeah, that's kind of what you get with the door. We take a look at the seats, and these things look really nice. We have the heated option. We have the venting option. We have some nice adjustability there. But that is where this ends, because it's not... Okay, if you're a small frame, you're going to be fine in this. If you're a bigger frame, you're going to have some issues with these side bolsters. And that's because it's not just that the side bolsters are large, it's that this middle section isn't really the biggest. So if you are a taco lover or a barbecue lover like myself, just be aware that these may not be the most comfortable seats for you. Now, today though, after driving this for a week, let's just say that I think I might have broken them in a little bit, because they do feel a little bit more comfortable there. And then that's going to then address the next thing, is that the positioning is just not good for me. The pedals feel a little far, so I can't bring them close. So I'm having to bring the seat really close. And then the steering wheel angle is a little kind of steep, I would say. I kind of would have wanted maybe a different approach angle, would have been a nicer angle like that. But it just, I was not able to get a comfortable sweet spot in these. But man, do they look nice, especially in this white. And yes, I know I hate white interiors, but this looks really good. I just wish it performed as good as it looks. And yeah, we get that nice little design there, but that's what you get with the seats. We get over to the steering wheel, and this thing is awesome. I have been loving this wheel, mainly because of actually two things. So the finish, yeah, we have this dimpled finish here, which has been awesome to feel in your hands, to have that grip, and just the texture of it feels really good. We have the softer finish at the top, and then the shape. The shape is the other thing. My hand fits so well. My thumb, that little like indentation we get there, it's just like, yeah, like if it was tailored for my hand. So loving the way that feels in there. And same thing with the back. We do have some indentations for where your finger are going to lie on. So it's just been awesome. Love that. And then on the left, we have the controls for the gauge cluster, as well as the volume up and down, which has been awesome to have it split there with the next track and previous track right down here on the right hand side. And then we have all the cruise control settings on the right. With this being the F Sport, we do get the little F Sport badge there, which again just has been awesome. Just the angle of kind of approach to you, it just feels like it's not right. It feels like it's too steep up. I feel like it needs to be a little bit kind of lower, or and then a little bit higher. It's just, I don't know, it feels a little weird of the way that approaches. And because of that, also, we have that little sensor. You can see the lights blinking. That is the pay attention sensor, which has been constantly telling me, sit up, sit up, sit up. But I have. Yeah, I know. Do you mean I have to do sit-ups? Yeah, I do, I know. But that's just kind of been annoying because it does hinder me with the gauge cluster. So I had to constantly press the back button. Other than that though, man, this thing was awesome. The feedback was great. Loving the way that this looks with this TX. Then we get over to the gauge cluster, which has been really nice. So we do have an all digital display. We do have essentially three main areas with this. So on the left hand side, so first of all, we have three presets. So I have that preset, my second preset, and then my third preset. We'll start off with the first one. We basically have our turbo PSI on the left hand side. We have our adaptive cruise mode in the middle with the essentially the gap that we have between the car in front of you and yourself. And then on the right hand side, we have for our G meter. Oh yeah, and also if you brake, it shows you that, as well as the acceleration that you get with that. Ooh, I was not expecting this to let me rev that much. Let's see. Okay. Interesting, Lexus. Usually, you know, modern day vehicles, it's like stops at like 3,000, but y'all are a little sporty, aren't you? So we do get that. And then, yeah, if you want to change things up, so in this one I have kind of more eco to be more, you know, friendly with my MPGs, that kind of stuff, and then with a map in the middle. And then if I decide I want to tow, it's always good to see your temperatures on the left hand side, and then how much you're suffering with those MPGs on the right. But to change it, it's actually really easy. It's just a matter of pressing down the middle button on the steering wheel, and then you have, like I said, those three sections, which you can see all the different options that we get with this item there. So yeah, that's only on the left hand side, and then we can go over to the middle, and the middle is just going to have us with a couple of things. So a couple of maps, blank, or we can do the driving support. And then on the right hand side, we have basically the same options there that we can just kind of go through. And then you just kind of get out, and then you have those presets. I wish we had more, because there's some great combinations that I would definitely love to have there. Now, we are currently in the normal mode of the drive mode of the vehicle. So if we go to Eco, we do get that blue frame kind of around it. And then we go Sport, and we get this guy. Now, I have a bone to pick with you, Lexus, Toyota, because why do I get a linear tachometer here, but in the GR86, I get a non-linear tachometer when I go into the sport mode, and the RPMs are really hard to shift, especially because it's just like they're compressed, and then it just shoots really right up, because obviously it has to register the right RPMs. So I do get a linear tachometer here. I don't know why that doesn't happen in the GR. So yeah, we get that, and that is really impressive. I was impressed that we get that option. So yeah. Oh yeah. And then we just went to custom mode, which you'll see, you know, the different things that you can change with it. But awesome. Yeah. Love this gauge cluster. Very simple, but very informative and very customizable. We get over to the infotainment screen, and it's nice and big and clear and super easy to use. We have the Apple CarPlay running And we have the Lexus menu options on the left-hand side for the vehicle itself. So yeah, I mean, I really don't have any complaint with this. And it's also out of the view. So you can see that's kind of my field of view. And yeah, you could see it's out of lower, but still very visible to see what's going on with the infotainment screen. So loving this. So we do have the camera system, and you do have the option of having it turn on automatically after a certain amount of speed. But we do have the different views. So obviously we have kind of a more fisheye to kind of see what's going on there, or we can just do a standard front view there. We do have the system above with that 360 camera system, and yeah, it's nice. I like the, yeah, and we also can get the lines of the trajectory of where you're kind of going with it. We do have the reverse camera there as well, which we can again go kind of with a more fisheye to really see this. Let's just say this thing, this fisheye kind of effect, helped out with a vehicle that I couldn't see because I was parked between two even longer SUVs than this, and it was able to see, hey, stop, because there is a vehicle coming out or moving as you're trying to come out in reverse. So loving that. And yeah, we have the option of we can watch the camera system there. But yeah, it's been great. Loving that. We have the climate options down here. We do have the heated and vented seats there as well. Loving this. I've always been a fan. It just looks really cool. It's part of like the screen, but it looks like you have the knob around it, which is nice. The AC controls have been fine, except literally I'm having to constantly press AC every time I turn on the vehicle. I don't know if that's right. I do have it in auto, but I would think with it being hot outside, and that should automatically turn on. Let me know, guys, if you encounter this and what I'm doing wrong, because I feel like I'm doing something wrong. It can't be that bad of a system, really. And then we come down a little bit. We do have the AC vents there. We have the option for the parking assist, so it can park for you. We do have the camera button there as well, which we can see it does the little 360 view there. And we have 3 USB connections. Yeah, USB-C. So we do have the connectivity right in there, which is really nice. I was kind of impressed with having that system there. Oh, good thing I didn't kind of show something, because we get down to the wireless charger, and it's been great. I love this wireless charger, and it's got a little bit of a party trick, because you could kind of, well, let's try the chuck test. So I'm going to chuck it there, and is it charging? Yes, it's charging. But here's the party trick. You could kind of slide that away, and it uncovers storage. It's stupid. I know, I get it. It's a stupid little thing, but you can put little things that you may want to kind of store away, or have additional phones in here that are being charged with your cable. But this is useful. It's super useful because we have that additional space there to kind of put it away and not have to stack phones on top of each other, kind of thing. So loving that. We'll keep that there. Then we come over to the cup holders, which are another party trick. So if you take a look right in there, there is a little button where I'm going to press, and this comes out. I know, it's pretty cool. It comes out, and I can go ahead. So we'll go ahead and take, oh yeah, it's not a great water bottle holder by any means. And when we were doing our Spirited Drive, our second water fell somewhere in the passenger. So just kind of be aware, if you're a little bit on the aggressive side of driving, this is going to go flying a little bit. But bigger cups are definitely going to grip with no problem. So if we decide to go ahead and take both cup holders out, we have a good space. We have a good space to just kind of put stuff in here. Maybe another phone as well to charge, because again, you have 3 USB connections to charge with. So loving this little kind of modular system. And I'll show you in the back, because my kiddo goes, oh, Dad, you have cup holders just like I do back here. So yeah, so we have that function there. Then we come over to the shifter, and yeah, the standard Lexus tiny shifter that you get, which is fine. It's, you know, really simple, straight to the point, no complaints about it there. We come over and we have some more kind of settings for the vehicle. We have our park hold, which I've been, or brake hold, which I've been having to constantly activate. And then I haven't really messed with the other ones because, yeah, the auto start stop hasn't been a problem. Traction control, the all-wheel drive system is great. And then, oh yeah, the parking brake I have worked with that. Hill descent, I haven't really gone on any hills here or taken this kind of off-road or anything like that. But we get that. And then we get to the armrest, which has been really nice. Really nice soft material here. We do get the white stitching. We do get kind of that gray trim here as well. And it is a split system. So we do have a little button there that we press, and it opens up there, and it opens up there as well. So we have that little opening there. And yeah, it's been nice to just kind of have this little area there for additional storage. So that's kind of what we get in the front. We get to the back door, and we have a lot of the similarities in the front. One thing though is this door is really big. I just kind of realized that it feels significantly bigger than the front one. But we have this top material, which again, it's kind of on the softer side there, which is nice. And because you're in the back, you can block out all the peasants. So yeah, this has a peasant blocker. Now, I gotta tell you, my kiddo did complain that it probably wasn't the best one that he's worked with. Yeah, worked with is what he said. So just be aware that it's not like a really good one according to him. And he knows his rear sunshades. Trust me, as a 10-year-old, they play with it all the time. But he does love the softer material that we get in the front as well. The Mark Levinson system, which, yeah, again, it's a little bit on the, I want more. I want better. And then obviously we have the same latch system that we do in the front there. A little bit of space for a cup or a water bottle there. Nothing too big really there. But yeah, that's kind of what we get with the back door. We get to the back seat, and yeah, this is probably what I kind of wish I had in the front, because there's no massive side bolsters. And let me just tell you, once you sit on these, it's going to be significantly better if you're a bigger framed person than, yeah, the front ones. So yeah, loving this though. Great material. We do have the vented option and the heated option for them, so they still get splurged. And we do have their own climate system back there. We do have 4 USB-C connections there, and love that little middle cubby, because if you just want to put your device to charge but you don't want to be holding it, it's really nice to just kind of tuck it right in there. So loving that. But we also get the cup holders, which, like I said, he was the one that told me, Dad, you know, you can take these off. And yeah, you can take them off, and can you position them in different ways? Yeah, you can turn them around, but I don't know if you can. Yeah, it's only there, it's only the extreme. So you do have that, and you do have the opening in the middle, or maybe if you just kind of do maybe one, looks like you can you? Yeah, if you just want to kind of do one there as well, and then you have more space on either side. So love this. It's such a stupid little gimmick, but you'd be surprised how useful that can be if you don't want to have a cup holder and you want to have the space there. So yeah, we also get a nice little texture there in case they want to put little knickknacks right in there. And then of course, we have to get to the third row. So we have a couple of options. So obviously we can do that to move the seat back and forth. And then if we want to lay it flat, you go ahead and pull that. And then that. So you can really put it flat if you're needing to carry cargo. And then obviously we have the third row here, which isn't too bad. So just because you're really in the back in the third row doesn't mean you can't have some luxury. So that little button there will let you move the seat forward, or recline it back if you need to relax a little bit. So loving that. And then obviously if you want to recline it and just kind of put your feet up, and yeah, if you're just kind of camping or enjoying the day or just need a little bit of a break, yeah, it's really nice. Love the fact that we get that. And then obviously we have the option of folding it with that there. We do get a cup holders. They're not removable, so we do get 2 cup holders there. We have the USB connection right up there, kind of a quirky design that we get with that. But yeah, I've been really impressed with this. So I can put it back, and then you also have the button up here in case you want to go ahead and just kind of move that forward to be able to get in to the rear. Yeah, lots and lots with this thing. So love the fact that we have all this functionality and all this space. Oh, and I almost forgot, of course, I don't think he realizes, my kiddo realizes that he has this, or that would have definitely been down and he would have been enjoying that. But yeah, that's what you get in the back 2 rows. We take the TX for a drive, and yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble with getting that comfortable sweet spot with this seat. Yeah, the side bolsters, like I said, are on the skinnier side. Yes, I know, I have to lay off the tacos, I have to lay off the the brisket. It's just so hard here in Texas. But I'm actually feeling comfortable today, so I don't know if I've broken them in, but I'm feeling way better than I did day 1 of having this. But yeah, the big thing, and we'll just kind of start going, is the ease of driving this thing. It's really nice. The ride quality is really good. We do have the adaptive F Sport suspension. We do have it in normal mode. We've been there 99% of the time, except for just a couple of minutes ago when I decided to change it and try sport mode. And we'll have sport mode a little bit further on. But yeah, as far as one of the biggest things that I was really amazed with this is, yeah, having this big SUV, the visibility is so nice. That was the crazy thing. I can see clearly, nice big front windshield. We have my lines of the hood, which I have no problem with basically catching or seeing where the hood ends. My mirrors are big. I have nice and big mirrors, and my rear view mirror is nice and big as well, with a ton of visibility out the rear glass. That rear glass is big. So I wasn't even craving for a rear view mirror camera system. It's just fine. It does great with having just that big glass in the back. So yeah, loving that. And yeah, as you can see, the ride is smooth. We're going over some really bad bumps, and I'm purposely aiming for them. And yeah, we're getting a little bit of camera shake, but I mean, other vehicles I would have definitely felt it significantly more. But it's just been nice. Oh yeah, and the power delivery, there's something wrong with those numbers, Lexus. They're not real. They're not true. They're not honest, because it feels like way more power. And then obviously we have all the way up to the 550 H that this goes in, which is the hybrid system, which is a lot more power than this. So we'll kind of talk that out when we get to performance. But I mean, everything else has just been so comfortable. It's been so nice to have. The infotainment screen, is nice and big. It's clear. It's out of the way. It's just the wireless charger, having that little drawer system. It's great. I mean, it's just, I've grown to love this thing. And I was not a big fan. I was like, why would you get this when you can just spend a little bit more to get the LX? Not quite a little bit more, it's a lot more. Or why wouldn't you just get the GX? I don't know. This is, like I said, growing on me, and everyone has just been loving this thing, has been eyeing it. Everyone that walks by my house has been eyeing it. It's just a really great looking, very well made SUV. And it's a great people hauler, and it's great grocery hauler as well. So that's the other thing that I was just you know, having the third row up, I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna have that much space. It has a ton of space with the third row up, and then with the third row down, it's an even way, it's crazy how much space this has. But yeah, so let's go ahead and we will switch it. Now that's the only thing, I haven't been able to find a drive mode button, so I may be wrong, but we'll go ahead and switch it here on the screen. We'll switch that, and we're gonna go ahead and give you guys the all-wheel drive view. So hopefully you guys can catch it on that camera, but let's go ahead and oh yeah, we'll put it in manual mode as well. And one thing though is, in manual mode, if you floor it, it will downshift, so it's not going to hold the gear, and the acceleration isn't too bad. It's actually really good for this size vehicle. And yeah, we have the 4-cylinder turbo, and the brakes are good. It's the all-wheel drive system in this, so it's getting the power delivered to the right wheels. It doesn't feel intrusive. We hit the brakes, and the brakes feel nice and you know, responsive. We have a good pedal feedback. We go ahead and yeah, it's working, the system there. We hit the brakes, and it's just crazy how nimble this feels. And yeah, mid-corner turn-in, you feel the power to help you rotate, so it's nice. Yeah, this thing really performs. And again, this is only the base model engine. Yeah, we do get the extra suspension system, and we do get the you know, the all-wheel drive from the base, true base TX. But man, this thing should not be moving like this, and it should not be braking like this, and it should not be turning like this, which is insane. Yeah, everything is just so well dialed in. Yeah, there goes my drinks. Maybe not the best cup holders for water bottles, but that's where you kind of put them on the door there. But it's just, yeah, it's been really, really impressive to drive this. And again, I'm pushing it more than 99.9% of people will, but the fact that you can do that, it's really nice. So we go ahead and let's take a look at our 3-point stop. We do have the wheels dropped a little bit because we have the auto camera system turned on. After a certain mile per hour, it turns on. I love this because it makes things easier when you're trying to park, and you're not used to a big vehicle like this because the vehicle you had before might have been small, whatever the case is. Sorry, yeah, I've been driving Chevys for a while now this month, so I was looking for the column shifter, but we have the tiny shifter down here, and we go ahead and yeah, this is impressive. And I didn't cheat like I have with other vehicles. The turning radius is insane. As you guys can see, we got straight back on the road with really not having to go too much off. So we've gone ahead and we've set up our race box. It's going to be measuring our 0 to 30, 0 to 60. It's also a drag timer as well as the lap timer. Great little package, all in one. Great team to work with. So I'll go ahead and include my link in the description for maybe a possible little discount. So we are currently in the sport drive mode. We are going to leave it in drive. We have the brake on. We'll go ahead and turn on the all-wheel drive on the screen, and we are going to brake boost it because this will let you brake boost it. And I can see the PSI there, and ready, go. Okay, so let's talk numbers. For 0 to 30, we're looking at 2.93 seconds, and for 0 to 60, we are dealing with 8.18 seconds. Now, a couple of things with that. Yes, it's not the fastest, which is fine, and they do mark this one, the all-wheel drive, under 8 seconds for 0 to 60. I am at over 3/4 of a tank of gas, so we do have a little bit of extra weight getting pushed with this, but honestly, it feels way faster than what those numbers gave us, and it performs really well, especially in highway passing, in you know, mid city driving. It's just obviously we have this is the suspension and the steering side of things. Mid corner turn in is great. Power distribution is awesome. It's just a really, oh, and braking, of course, like I said, getting this big guy stopped has been easy and confidence inducing. Yeah, if you want to have some fun in a big 3-row SUV, yeah, I don't think you even have to go to the 550h. You do have to go with the F Sport package, so the handling package, because that's what I'm driving here. Maybe this wouldn't be as responsive as if we had the standard one, so just kind of be aware of that if you're wanting to be a little bit more on the spirited side. But we put it in normal mode and we drive it like a civilized human being, and this thing is really good. This has really made a believer out of me, because I wasn't a big fan. Again, I was one of those internet people where it's like, why not just get the LX? Why not just get the GX? Because you don't need the off-road capability of the GX, and you don't want the crazy price of 6 figures for an LX. I think this fits just perfectly in the middle. Give yourself the luxury, not the price. Give yourself the space, not the off-road, super off-road capability of the GX. And I think you're in a sweet spot. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the Lexus TX 350 all-wheel drive. And remember, find the right gear. See ya.